took him all the way up out the city and all the way past another city. Then he let him go.
Then the angel just
dipped
off. They dipped off. It's like
you got it from here.
You got to think like the angel said, "Oh, let me go over here. You talk my shit real quick," and then he look around.
I always think about like Batman, the Dark Knight. He's like, yeah. So let me. Oh, so really? So let me actually. Already go.
Yeah.
As soon as you turn your head off of him, he's already gone. You know?
And like we were saying, those things are going to happen. It's going to be men bound in chains in concentration camps. And somehow, some way, they're going to wake up next to their loved ones. Wake up next to brothers. You know? Man,
go back to it.
Bro.
Go back real quick because had not known that it was I thought it was a vision.
Oh yeah, This verse 12 and 9. In chapter 12, verse 9. Right. And he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was true, which was done by the angel.
He wasn't sure what happened. Like, damn, I'm not even sure what just happened. Because he was moving in the spirit. Hey, and you don't have to fully understand. You just have to be in the moment of the spirit. Like talking about it in the book of Acts, right? When Peter had that vision of the four corners net, right, that came down to him about to kill and eat, right? He woke up and he was like, oh man, but then the vision became true because the men were at the door. Cornelius' men were already at the door asking for him. And so when he got there, the whole thing began to unfold of what the Spirit was revealing to him in the dream. You know, so he didn't have doubt. He already believed. So when you perform these miracles and these spiritual power things, you can't have doubt. When you come out on the street, you can't have doubt. You got to perform this word with full sincerity and full belief, with full faith. That was it, right?
Yeah. But thought he saw a vision.
Yep.
2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 30, and I'm going to read down to 35. For by thee I have run through a troop. By my power have I leaped over a wall. As for the Most High, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him.
Yeah.
For who is Yahweh? Save the Lord. And who is a rock? Save our power. Yahweh is my strength and power. For he maketh my way perfect.
Hey, Bobby, you try to go back to the top, bro? I just caught one.
2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 30. For by thee I have run through a troop.
But by who? By the miracles of Yahweh Shema Shai, you allow me as an individual to take out a whole troop of people. Okay? Right?
By my power.
Hey, that's not usually how fights go. That's not how war happens, really. You go one-on-one a little bit, you take one out, then you move on, go one-on-one like that. That's how I usually went. But I've run through a troop.
You seen that movie Dracula that came out a few years ago? You seen that movie Dracula?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah. Well, Vlad Tepes, man, in that movie, man, he ran through like, had to be 20,000 men just by himself. Yeah. Verse 30, by my power have I leaped over a wall. You know, this is David, you know. As for the Most High...
I had a dream about doing that, man.
Yeah, Kanye, I remember that.
Yeah, man. I had a dream. Yeah, man.
Tell it.
Yeah, since I didn't mention it, right? No, I mean, if I could vividly remember, what I could remember was it was the young Levi brother that's in the camp, man. Real young, man. I don't know the brother's name though. He was on the other side of this large fence, and this gate had to be at least 30 feet. He was on the other side, and we could see through the gate. And it was a nigga that used to be a part of they was down with Great Millstone, the teachings of Great Millstone, but then they got kicked out because they were niggas. They were known as the Truth or Die camp in the Carolinas, I think South Carolina or North Carolina. Sarge, I believe he was the head. Bugged out, just a total nigga. the brother Manat Zagba, he knows him, a Bible teacher SC.
Yeah.
You know, but basically in the dream, he was over there trying to mess with the brother from the LA camp, like basically trying to start a fight with him. And when we saw that, me and Barack, we saw it.
Barack Allah from LA.
Barack Allah from LA, and then immediately we got over that fence.
Elder Barack Allah from LA.
Khan.
Head to the LA camp.
Khan, we basically immediately we got over that fence, and it wasn't like we just climbed it and then got over the fence. No, we like leaped and like barely touched the fence and got over on the other side and landed on our feet and ran right over there. And dude basically got away. He ran because he saw that me and Barack, basically the power was on us, man. You know. And I remember when I had that dream, the Spirit made me do a video on it, man. I was like, yeah, that's testimony, man. And brothers, like it says in the Acts the 2nd chapter, He's gonna pour out His Spirit upon us. That's why all brothers, the closer we get to that time, we're gonna keep having those dreams and visions, man.
That's right.
You know, about the power, about the destruction, about the chariots. That's gonna happen, man. It's back on you.
But my power have I leaped over a wall. As for Yahweh, his way is perfect.
Yep.
The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him.
Stabilize. What?
For who is the Most High save the world, save the Lord, and who is a rock save our power? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is my strength and power, and he maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds feet, and setteth.
That's the Spirit on you. That's the Spirit is on you.
God.
When you get those spiritual powers, so to make you do the perfect thing at the perfect moment. Okay, that's what this power will do for you. You got it out.
He maketh my feet like hinds feet, and setteth
And
me
always ready to bounce and leap. You know what I'm saying? Like
a deer.
yeah, like a deer. It's always in a ready position to dart off into another direction.
And setteth me upon my high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms.
13. God.
You think of Luke Cage or some shit when you hear something like that, man. You know? But see, Luke Cage, you just another concept of these heathens' imaginations, but they get those ideas out the scriptures, man.
That's right.
And what Esau like to do is he try to take credit for those powers, because it's always Jake got to be a part of some experiment
God.
so he can get that power, man. Like it was just some experiment that went wrong, and Esau did something, and somehow, some way, now he's this supernatural man, a superhuman now.
God.
You know. But that's it's all through the power of the Lord, man. You know? Was there more?
Yeah, that's it.
That was it.
You got one?
Yeah.
I got two.
This is Philippians 4:13. It says, "I can do all things through Yahweh Shai, which strengthen me." You know, through His name, man. And pretty soon through that name, the power is gonna be shown.
God.
You know, giving thanks and glory to the Most High. Yeah, I know you was holding.
Yeah, I got a couple of them. I'm gonna read this one first about Lot. Genesis chapter 19, and I'm gonna start up at I'll read no, I can read 15. Start 15. It says, "And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city." It's funny because he went out to other family members and they wasn't trying to hear. So he said, "Now take who's in the house now and bounce with them." Right? It says, "And while he lingered, the men laid hold on his hand and upon the hand of his wife and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him. And they brought him forth and set him without the city, set him on the outside of the city. The angels grabbed him. They didn't walk him all the way out or run him out. They just grabbed him.
They go to the mountains.
Yeah, they turned on the edge outside the city and lead up to the mountain. And it came to pass when they had brought him forth abroad that he said, "Escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed."
So that was a pretty far distance that they teleported because it wasn't our custom to have our cities close to the mountains. That's the Edomite custom. They lived in the clefts of the hills. So we know that if it was between mountains, it was
a plain or a
a
valley.
plain, yeah.
Yeah, it had to be far away because the fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
That's gonna send waves.
And it consumed 5 cities around that area. So I mean, how small, how quickly could that have been to get it? You see how far the distances that get traveled in a blink of an eye.
And he had to teleport him because he was about to destroy that
About to do
place.
it right
And-
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wind.
You had another one? Yeah, I got another one. You know.
No, you can bring those out.
Come. First Maccabees, you said to start around what did we go? Around 15?
Con. Is it 13? I think it's 13.
13.
3.
Yeah, third chapter.
Where it talks about first, it speaks on a prince or a general.
Yeah. First Maccabees 3 and 13. It says, "Now when Saron, a prince of the army of Syria, heard say that Judas had gathered unto himself a multitude and a company that are faithful to go out with him to war, he said, I will get me a name and honor in the kingdom of Greece.
Con.
For I will go fight with Judas and them that are with him who despise the king's commandment." Because you know the king's commandment was to destroy all the Bibles and all of that type of stuff, right? So the name of Israel will be no remembrance, so that they can destroy all the laws and all the different customs that the Israelites kept.
Con.
And it says, so he made him ready to go up, and there went with him a mighty host of the ungodly to help him, and to be avenged of the children of Israel. And when he came near the going up of Bethoron, Judas went forth to meet him with a small company. But when they saw the host coming to meet them, they said unto Judas, "How shall we be able, being so few, to fight against a great multitude, and so strong, seeing we are ready to faint and fasting all this day?" Unto whom Judas answered, It is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few. And with that was explained in the movie 300. The Persians kept coming with all them armies, with that small group of the Lacedaemonians, Spartans, if thou canst tell, because that's where they got that from, the Lacedaemonians, right? That were able to take down those men.
You got to realize that Most High is dealing with small numbers. He's dealing with the underdog.
Yep.
He don't want all of Israel right now. He only wants 1/3 and the elect.
Yep.
So the Most High he's always dealt with small numbers.
Because it's a greater power,
Yeah.
showing a power to make a small something defeat a bigger something,
Con.
greater something, so to speak. It says,
Like even if we look at the account when before it was King David when he slew Goliath, you know he was a small man. He wasn't he was young. He wasn't tall. But when you look at Goliath, he was huge. You know he was muscular.
8 feet tall.
Kind he was swole. You know, but look at what happened. You know.
That's why when it came time to choose who the next anointed was going to be, you know, I think it was with Samuel, and He tried to choose David's
Kind.
older brother because he was tall. The Lord was like, don't look on him because of his stature. You know?
See, he had gave him all his sons.
Kind, except David.
David was outside.
Yeah.
Outside.
They didn't even consider
Yeah.
that. He was
Tending to
The flock.
sheep.
He was tending
How
to
deep
the
is
sheep.
that though? How spiritual?
God.
He was out there tending to what was important. You know?
And he was the baby.
Kind.
He was the baby brother, man.
And if you look at it, the order of it was always to take the eldest over the customers, to take the eldest over the younger brother. But the Most High always like to give the blessing to that brother.
It was like, man, you gotta look at it in our time. It's like him. Yeah, I want him.
These little niggas, these lowly, ghetto ass niggas that was on the yes. Those are my kings and my priests that I'm gonna give my power unto. You know? Let me see. Let me like one more verse. It says, for the victory, verse 19, for the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of the host, but strength cometh from heaven.
Kind.
It cometh against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us and our wives and children and to spoil us. But we fight for our lives and our laws. Wherefore the Lord himself will overthrow them before our face, and as for you, be ye not afraid of them.
Man.
Yeah. That was, oh no, I'll say it. It says, now as soon as he had left off speaking, he leapt suddenly upon them, and so Saran and his host was overthrown before them. That was good. That was good.
Kind.
Well, since you said that, verse 24, and they pursued them from the going down of Betharon unto the plain, where they slain about 800 men of them, and the residue fled into the land of the Philistines. That was it.
This is Zechariah chapter 12, verse 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and as the house of David shall be as a power.
And he just read, the brother already read what King David was able to do. He was able to leap over a big ass high wall. And mind you, the walls that were built around cities, they were meant to fortify the city. So these wasn't low ass little picket fences that surrounded the city. Okay? These were like high tower fences.
Yeah, you might see the castle motherfucker on top of a hill, but everything that's on the ground level, you can't see through it. Because the walls will be so high.
Like they show you that in the show Attack on Titan. You know, I don't know if you guys seen it.
As the angel of the Lord before them.
As an angel, man. Imagine one of those Issacharites just leap over the fucking border wall, the border fences. Yeah. He just without even just touching it, he just leap over that motherfucker. Man. Trump gonna try to call the National Guard. He gonna call out every fucking alphabet intelligence agency he could think of, man.
He said, "I'll vert."
Yeah, man. They gonna get the special forces out for that Mexican. You know.
Second Samuel chapter 23 verse 8. These be the names of the mighty men whom David had, the Tachmonite that sat in the seat, chief among the captains. The same was Adino the Eznite. He lifted up his spear against 800, whom he slew at one time.
800. That's just one.
Yeah,
One man.
At one time.
Yeah, at once. All at the same, like, at once.
So that spear had
All had their last breath at the same time.
and
You
that-
can't even fight two niggas. Two niggas square up with you, you like, all right, I'm about to get my ass beat. Fuck it, man.
Take a couple of them out.
I'm gonna try to knock both of them out, you know, if I got the script to do it, you know. But both of them, unless you real good at combat, you ain't winning that, man. You might be able to
800
put,
men.
you might be able to put damage on one of them. You know, but
That's like you can't even fathom. It's like you 800 men is just like you just put a force out there and then everyone drop.
yeah. I mean, what Bruce Lee could do, that was just like that was like a little. that was just, you know, you can't compare that, man.
Kind.
All right. And plus, those were movies.
Yeah.
All right. Bruce Lee ain't running through 100 motherfuckers. Man. All right. Go ahead, bro.
And after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo the Ahohite, one of 3 mighty men with David when they defied the Philistines that were there gathered together to battle, and the men of Israel were going away. He arose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary, and his hand clave unto the sword. And the Lord wrought a great victory that day, and the people returned after him only to spoil.
And he couldn't even let a sword go.
Kind, bro.
He couldn't even let it go.
Kind.
Imprinted.
Yeah.
Probably left a imprint on the sword, man.
You seen that movie? Talking about Bruce Lee, but it was Ip Man.
Yeah.
But he had fought all those. He said, "Nah, bring all of the first one. We was fighting Japanese men after they killed his homeboy.
Oh yeah,
He went
yeah.
back, right?
They was gonna try to bribe him with the rice and shit.
Right, and
Yeah.
then the bloody money and shit. He
Yeah.
only took the bloody one. But when he was fighting all those guys, his hand was like this. And you could tell it was so locked in that it was like hurting.
Yeah, it's like if you play like baseball before or went to the batting cages, when you going through the whole rounds, you like your hand like stay on the bat, it like stay gripped on.
It's not used to that same locked in.
Yeah.
That's how it was locked in on the sword. And we don't have our swords locked in like that, man. You devils, man. I got one.
That's why he gonna try to come for us, man.
Kind.
That's why the Lord gonna have to lift up that standard against them, because they at least know, they study, they know what this is, man. And they don't want to have to face that. That's why they're gonna try to hide from us.
That's why they really make calculated steps to come at us.
Yep.
So once they come at us, they know it's out there. You know, the truth is out there. They're just gonna try to expose us, but Esau's the one that's getting exposed at the end of the day.
Yeah, they're gonna try to bring everything they got, man. Because you know he got us but a short time.
I got one. I'm going to start at Joshua 6:1, and I'm going to jump down. It says, "Now Jericho was straitly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in." They locked up the city that you couldn't get in.
It was on lockdown.
Yeah, it was on lockdown, man.
Yeah.
That you couldn't get in there.
24-hour guards at the gates.
Because they heard what Israel was running through that land doing. Clearing out the land of Canaan. Right? Which would become the land of Israel. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Joshua, "See, I have given into thine hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go round about the city once. Thus shalt thou do 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horns. And the 7th day ye shall compass the city 7 times. And the priests shall blow with the trumpets. And it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when ye shall hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall ascend up every man straight before him."
That's power, man. When you think of that in the spirit, though, what they did to the walls of Jericho is what the prophets of the Lord are doing to Babylon right now.
Exactly.
We're chanting this place down, man.
100%.
We're chanting it down. We calling upon the name of the Lord, sending them up, constantly. And the Lord's being reminded, man. And that's why this place is starting to get broken up.
You know,
This place is spiritually, morally, economically, socially, it's all being broken up. You know, it's through the spirit and power of the Lord, man.
Right. I want to say, I'm glad you brought that up.
It's like we're a token of this man's fall.
Right.
That's why he wants to come and put a stop to this.
Yeah. And our presence is we're the side of your downfall. Us standing on these corners in your city, bold as lions, we're the side of your downfall.
That shit only in Babylon. You know, they were doing that shit when King David and King Solomon was. Ain't no other nation, neither nation, prophesy against us.
Right.
In our kingdom. Hell, but
I was just gonna say I'm glad he brought that up because we're breaking down those walls. That's what made me think about this. The same way that all these strongholds are held up, the city was shut up. That was the prophecy. And we're just believing the prophecy. But then, through process of time, it actually came to pass. And I'm going to jump down to when it comes to pass. Verse 14 now. It says, no. I'll read it. It's kind of long. Verse 12. And Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priest took up the ark of the Lord. That's right. Hebrew Israelites. You heard about the Israelites?
Yeah, I'll be watching all the time.
Who you be watching?
I don't know. It be some guys that used to be on the strip in Vegas. And then I just watch them all over the YouTube from city to city.
Yeah.
Be mad, but I be like, people always mad about the truth, you know. And when you brothers that know where you come from or where you from, they gonna always be mad at you for speaking the truth and tell you like you're not speaking the truth. But my homies, they real Hebrew Israelites too, so and they teach us that, you know, 'cause we street dudes, so you know, but you know, I still believe in what they telling us, you know, 'cause a lot of it makes sense, you know, but they not gonna tell me that to make sense because they want to keep me still down and they don't want to let me know that I'm from the 12 tribes and they don't want to let me know that I'm one of them people that they speak of, scans of Mars here in the wood. So I'm not mad at them. I just, you know, I feel like we as people now with the internet and more stuff going on and more people stepping out, like you brothers, we getting to know more stuff, you know, us as black men, you know, we getting to know a lot of, you know, how to educate ourselves on certain things and know where you come from. Because if you don't know where you come from, history bound to repeat itself.
Let me tell you something big, if I may interrupt you. This man not black.
Yeah.
But he us.
He us.
Everybody on that side is us. It ain't about being black, it's about being of the righteous spirit. Because everybody but the white man is black. Or brown, or derivative of.
Yeah, some kind of color.
Right, they got a color to him. He the only one with invisible flesh, so to speak, you know, transparent flesh. But we have to understand that this is where our power lies. He's not dealing with just black folks. We're talking about the Most High God. He's not just dealing with blacks. He's dealing with everybody. That's why I asked you who you were listening
Not
to.
everybody.
But I'm talking about the whole 12 tribes.
Not the 12 tribes.
The whole 12 tribes. He's chosen of the 12 tribes.
And confusion of faces.
Right.
So it's gonna be people that look like so-called white men that's our people.
Right.
Because
the spirit go back to our people.
Because through the curses, our people were scattered throughout the whole world.
Yeah. Some of us look Asian. I know you know at least a Filipino or somebody that talk niggerish like we grew up talking.
Look black.
Right, white boys that do all of that, you know?
Features. I'm like, bro, where y'all from?
Right, but that's why I asked you that question though. I asked you who you listen to because not every group is gonna tell you the whole truth.
Yeah, and it's see these guys that I see that I be listening to, they wear some purple.
Yeah.
They wear purple.
They're not gonna tell you the whole truth. Everything.
They're not gonna tell you the whole truth. They're not gonna tell you the name, the true name of the Heavenly Father.
Which is the important. That's a very important thing to know.
Yeah.
You didn't walk up here on accident. That's what you walked up here and you recognized it and you had to stop. So since you're here, we're going to deliver you that message. You got to check out how important it is. If this is important to you, do they even tell you like who you are? Do they tell you what's about to happen to where you live? This place is going to be destroyed. in World War III. But that means you too.
Yeah.
World War III means everybody burns.
Yeah, maybe the first one.
This gonna be the early stages of it. This the early stages of it.
Yeah. You see that right there? They teach you about that? That chip?
They try to
They don't
march
believe-
along in my city.
They don't believe in that.
These, if you take that, these are coming regardless to this place.
Yeah.
And they make that and where the Sarah Connor is.
It's in the back.
And this is gonna happen to everybody that the Lord has not protected.
You seen Terminator 2?
Yeah.
You remember when the lady was on the fence, burning, alive?
Her flesh burning
Flesh.
like that was they got that off the scriptures. That was described in the scriptures. Literally. So that's gonna happen. And everything else that they're talking about is happening also.
So from the Bible though, what y'all reading from the Bible, are y'all taking your own scriptures out and going running with it, or y'all just reading? Because when I go to churches, one thing that I stopped going to churches about is because they only read on certain things of it, and it makes us feel like we should have been slaves. I'm not a slave.
Let me explain something. But let me explain this to you. The church has a 501c3, and that purple group has a 501c3 also, which tells them to be tax exempt, you can't teach the whole Bible. The majority, matter of fact, could the brother grab Ezekiel chapter 3?
Yeah.
And like the last, that's what you're talking about?
Yeah,
like the last verse.
No, Jeremiah 14:14.
And then somebody, Jeremiah 14:14.
Isaiah 56:10 too.
Okay. Keep calling them. Bring that Ezekiel first, though.
Ezekiel 3 and
3 is like around the end of the It's like around 10 verse or something like that.
oh yeah.
No, those 2, so like I think it's 2.
Yeah,
Two something.
This is Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 10.
What do they teach in the church? Love and prosperity. God wants you to be rich, pay your tithes, sow the seed of righteousness with your money, and then we're going to read this, we're going to sing, and
They
we're going
teach
to
you
go
God,
home.
God loves everyone. Everyone can be saved.
Uh-huh.
Only ones that can be saved is the people on this sign, and mainly the elect, the 144,000, 12,000 men out of each tribe, and the 1/3 of Israel. And everyone else, every other Israelite is going to be destroyed.
Con, that says the scriptures.
Why do the fake Jews?
Let's answer him with scriptures.
Yeah.
Use the word.
This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 10. And he spread it before. So like, I'll read the chapter, verse 39.
Yep.
And when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein.
It was originally written on scrolls. Okay, go ahead.
And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein.
Before the Bible was put in the book, it was scrolls, and it was the whole thing was written. It was only the Old Testament back then. Go ahead, bro. But
And
it
it
will
was-
tell you what was written in the book, though. What was the main theme of the book? Go ahead.
And there was written therein lamentation
Which
and
is
mourning and woe.
destruction, lamentation. It was bad news. It was bad news in this book. Okay, so how could the church possibly tell all this good news and the glory of Jesus and all of this happy stuff that they talk about in church when the main topic in the book is negative, it's bad news. But there is a gospel which is good news. Okay, that we have a chance to escape. Y'all got precepts with proof.
This is Acts chapter 20 and 26. It says, "Wherefore I take you co-record this day, that I am pure from the blood of all men, for I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of the Most High."
Yeah, we're supposed to give the whole book, what the whole book is talking about. That's why
The
we
whole
see
purpose.
the whole reason for the negativity and the whole reason for the good that's coming also. And to whom it comes upon. Because, hey, we know our people don't have a lot of money. That's why the church is like, well, that's why everybody, because we won't accept gays, they got money. White people, they got money. Asians, we're going to accept whoever we can get to believe to bring their money in here so we can get their money. And we giving you the tax exemption. But this ain't for that. This ain't about money. It said, buy the truth and sell it not. We're not supposed to be asking nobody, whatever we give you, if you showed up every day, we wouldn't ask you for no money. We want you to sincerely listen and get this, just like the people on the internet. You got precept golden, bro.
Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6 and 7. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near.
Get Romans 13, Bible, show somebody.
Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto the Lord, for he will have mercy upon him and to our power.
That's the good news. That's the good news. So it's cool that they tell you the Judah and you the Israelites. That's cool, but it goes further than that.
Okay.
Just knowing that ain't gonna get you out of all that destruction. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna get you have something.
Yeah. For he will abundantly pardon.
For he will abundantly pardon us. We all are worthy of death, but because we believe, we're out here showing our faith by our works that we're trying to earn our salvation. He gonna pardon us from our sins and save us.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now the Creator in the day of thy youth, while the evil days come not.
Before the times get too bad, hurry up and come back to him and do the things that the Bible told us to do. The Bible told us to do this. Why don't the pastors talk about this? You know? Because they have a different agenda. We have the true intention of the Heavenly Father to warn the people. Go ahead, bro.
Nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
And who be in the church? Be women and old people, right? Both of them, if they don't have examples, especially old people, they ain't changing what they used to do.
They up in their ways stuck.
They stuck. Just like the scripture said. You got something?
I have something there. This is Jeremiah 14 and 14. Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name.
These are those church pastors. Yep. Even that purple group and all them other Israelites that ain't giving you everything. If they ain't telling you not to take the mark of the beast, that it's a RFID chip that's going to be implanted into your body somewhere. They ain't telling you that. If they ain't giving you the name of the Heavenly Father, if they ain't telling you what's something else?
Famine.
That the famine is coming, the famine of the word is coming.
Jacob's trouble.
Jacob's trouble. If they're not giving you everything that this Bible's warning us of, then they're not the real prophets of the Lord. Go ahead, bro.
Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. I said them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spoke unto them. They prophesy unto you false visions and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart.
Yep. They don't tell you everything that you're supposed to know. You're supposed to know, hey, look, if I want to get salvation, I got to go study this word, watch it, and then come out there. I don't have a lot of time. I got to get, this man, he didn't wait. He don't know all the stuff that we know, but guess what? He's here to get it. He's already shown that he's here to get it. You know, as we all did. We watched as much as we could online. Before the internet gets shut down, that'll be gone too.
Yeah. And that's the only way they're going to really get you is with the internet, because a lot of people depend on the internet instead of reading.
Instead of reading and instead of being diligent, you know, doing.
I got a few homies in Chicago, they couldn't even read half of that book. They couldn't even read 2 pages of it. I'm good.
I mean, well, we wasn't really in the old English and stuff like that, but you know, the Lord used the internet. Actually, the internet's in the Bible.
Yeah.
So the Lord used the internet to wake up His elect.
It's in the Bible.
So they can get this knowledge, man.
There's a prophecy of the internet in the Bible.
We wasn't really into the old English, you know.
Right.
But the Lord put the Spirit on us to understand all that. You know,
I just kind of throw the internet at you. It's the unicorn.
The unicorn?
Yeah, that horn is a feed horn. It's a feed horn when you look at a satellite dish.
The satellite has a horn.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's smart.
So let me get that.
Hey, but they can only explain it.
These motherfuckers had this shit.
Your dad was an expert at that breakdown.
5,000 years ago.
He had that down pat.
See, you say they had it broke down 5,000 years ago, but no one understood it until now. Because
these are the times.
yeah, these are the times.
It tells you that in Daniel the 12th chapter. That many shall go to and fro and knowledge. Knowledge.
Now,
matter of fact, just get it.
Yeah,
Just get it.
I get it. Don't
Because the Lord basically was saying that in the last days, when knowledge shall increase, that means even the technology is going to advance in the last days. You know, and that's why each year is just new advanced technology as you can see it, man. Because the Lord is doing that.
20 years ago, 25 years ago, they didn't have no.
Daniel 12 and 4.
Yep.
We didn't have the internet like this where, you know, you could see what's going on in different countries. We could broadcast this live stream right now.
People from all over the world can watch us right here.
Right here.
Con.
That's what. Oh, go ahead. I got you.
Okay, Daniel chapter 12 verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. And I want to say this about that. That's why nobody before now can interpret this whole book. They have a little piece here and there, maybe. And then that's why the churches went ahead and said, no, what? Nobody knows what this book means. We're going to go on and make money with it.
They used it maliciously.
Yep, they use it to make money and they push out lies. But now the real prophets are on the streets breaking the whole book down the right way, telling everything in the technology and the times are lining up with everything that's actually happening in the world that the book is talking about.
A lot of shit is just like that.
Yep. It says, and many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Knowledge shall be increased.
You can Google anything right now, and they'll give you an answer. Or at least somewhere to look for the answer.
Hold on, bros. Let me grab my bucket from these white guys. I'm a drummer, and I don't want them to walk off with my shit. Them devils don't give a fuck about leaving my shit.
We're going to keep
going right back in these cuts.
Yep. All right, bro.
Psalms 19 and 2. See, day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language.
It's talking about the internet because you can click on it as long as you got power, a power source, and a Wi-Fi signal hooked up to your device. You can get this word. You can get on YouTube or whatever and get this word.
No, it's no excuses in this day and age.
Most I did that on purpose, so there's no excuse. But I work graveyard where you. Well, guess what?
Say you got a phone?
Yeah, you got exactly. There's no excuse.
You got some headphones.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? You got a phone, you got some headphones.
Yeah.
You can listen.
Hey,
You
shit.
said you're on social media all day anyway.
Did the apostles ever have to leave the country
Right.
for all those camps to be springing up outside of Babylon?
Nope.
You got camps damn near in every continent.
Internet did the heavy lifting, man.
Yeah.
If that
How did the brother in Kenya?
right.
How did he come in, man? How did he wake up?
Yep.
The brother in the Philippines. How did he wake up?
And
And then Nate tried to he tried to use it as an excuse to jet set.
Yeah.
Our people we're scattered all over the four corners of the earth, and they need.
we gotta go. I need money so we can go.
That's really what he's saying.
Suriname.
So now, what was the one that Josh Obama just said in that video?
Didn't he ask for money to get a jet? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He wanted his soul plane jet, man.
Yeah, they called it the soul plane.
But brothers came out and they did the research and saw that you can get internet service in parts of
And he
Africa.
was probably hot because we were in charge on that.
But he was trying to use the excuse, oh, they don't have internet over there, so we got to go over there and wake up our people that's over there in Africa. Motherfucker, when you decided that you was going to go over there, it was already a camp setting up over there, man.
He ain't never televangelist, man.
Yeah, he is a televangelist. And now everybody know that camp, what they're really all about. And it's all, everything they do is about money. And it's coming out now, man. Okay? Like it tells you in, was that Micah? The heads thereof divine for money. They divine for a reward. They do it for money. Y'all got exposed, man, and we know what that's all about, man. That's a lot. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 3, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
Hey, like the brothers that's in the different countries, now watch the videos, they speak different languages. Where they live at is a total different language than what we're speaking. But how is it that they're able to get this? Not only that, but they're also able to call on the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. That's also a cut to the excuse that since Israel speak different languages, we can't teach them the name in the Hebrew.
Right.
That's bullshit.
Because if you watch, especially the Hispanic brothers that teach in Spanish, you hear them go Spanish and then they go Yahweh Shai and continue on.
Every brother that's speaking a different language or camp that's speaking a different language still saying Yahweh Shai.
Yep. We do it, prime example, we do it in English.
Right.
Hebrew is the pure language, so that's the pure language. So that's the first language that everybody spoke on our planet.
Earth.
You know, so you got to go back to that default language, man, to call on the name.
Seek ye the old path, where
Gone.
is the good way.
Exactly. And so like, and don't they, when those of our brothers that's in these different countries, you don't think that they have the option on YouTube to do the translate, the subtitles, the subtitle translation?
Gone.
Come on, man. That's why we believe you're gonna have Jakes in China and Russia and everywhere, Thailand, everywhere that's gonna be listening, and they gonna get sealed up, man. Because the elect are all over the world. They're not just in America.
Just like you said, they're going to be speaking in all these different languages, and they're going to bring people in. That's like a
Revelation
6.
5. I think it's 5. We're talking about how they're gonna be redeemed by the blood out of every kindred, every tongue,
In every nation.
yeah.
Gone.
God.
Oh, it's one in
You know, Revelation 7 and 9.
Yeah.
We're gonna be coming from everywhere, man. There's Jakes in Iran,
Gone,
Iran.
gone.
There's Jakes everywhere, man. Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, everywhere, man. Because that was part of the curse.
So, I wonder one thing, though, brothers, like when I feel like, well, I know it's proven fact that they pay millions of dollars to dehumanize us in America as blacks. Is that because, as people, is that because they know that
Hey,
we
black, just say so-called
so-called
black.
blacks, yeah, like so-called blacks? Because a lot of people say there ain't no such thing as just black. You know, they say they don't say so-called black.
Yeah, that was done on purpose. What was his name? Blumenbach.
Johann Blumenbach.
So
Blumenbach.
okay, when we say that too, but we also got to remember that we was just in the 60s and we was Negroes.
Negroes, blacks, colored.
All by word.
Like so,
African
which
Americans.
one do you want us to? You want us to
We not
portray ourselves?
We're not none of those.
I know we not one of them. That's
We're
why I'm
not
saying
none,
like,
yeah.
what is the word for us? What we call each other?
Hebrew.
Like,
I'm telling you,
Hebrew
Hebrew
Israelites.
Israelites. From the tribe of, if you're a so-called Negro, you'd be from the tribe of Judah. If you're a so-called Mexican, you'd be from the tribe of Issachar. If you're so-called Native American, you'd be from the tribe of Gad. See? So now you know truly who you are.
Yeah, this is in the scriptures too. This stick, this sign, that's Ezekiel 37th chapter.
Gone.
Yeah.
And this is how the tribes was going to come back in the last days, basically through the spirit of prophecy.
Yeah.
You know. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, Revelation chapter 7, verse 9. And after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed in white robes and psalms in their hands.
Yeah, nations.
Palms in their hands.
That's ethnos, man.
That means a select group. That's a Greek word, meaning a select group of particular people. That's talking about us. So all of those people, out of those different nations and tongues, are Israelites. But they look like other nations. You know, like when you see some of them Filipinos that got nigga spirits on them, that's our people. You know, when you see some of those white boys that like Bruce Lee, I always love giving Bruce Lee. You know who Bruce Lee is, right? Yeah. He didn't have what Jackie Chan and Jet Li was different. He had that rhythm. He had the way he spoke.
He was smooth.
He was smooth.
Yeah.
He had that different style that none of them could even duplicate because he was one of us. His father line goes back to the Israelites. He had the same. That's why his best friends was Bruce Lee and
Kareem.
Abdul and you know people like that.
But he looks like the other nations.
But he looks like a Chinese man.
Gone. It's just think of it like, for example, if you know how America is always at war with different countries and things like that.
Yeah.
You got brothers and sisters that's in the army, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say they stop in say you stop in Taiwan or somewhere like that.
Let us give a real one. Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam. It's a lot of our seed in Vietnam because we have babies.
He was running
We
through
like
those-
women.
they was running through
And the
the
things my grandfather fought in Viet Cong, he fought in Vietnam,
Yeah.
and he said they used to send flyers home. He said the people look just like me and him. And he said they dark as us, and they was sending flyers like "Black man, go home. It's not your war."
Yeah.
They
My
were-
grandfather still got the flyer. It's all ripped up. He died 2 years ago. We still got it, but it really say "Black people go home."
Yeah.
Right.
They
Same
look
Civil
like
War.
us.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that in my life. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
My grandfather sat me down and told me like, It's people that are you. They just all around the world.
Yep.
Exactly.
He say they are you, but they just all around the world.